Welcome back to the series of Feng Shui videos. Today's topic will be on the period of 9. Now, a lot of people has been asking me what is this period of 9 thing and what is the significance and how is it going to affect our lives in the coming period of 9. So to do that, let me go through the basics so that I can explain in a more systematic manner to help you understand better what is this period of 9 thing. Okay, now period of 9 actually in Feng Shui context is referring to a time frame. It is not referring to our biological phenomena that happens every month or referring to the periodic table of our chemistry subject, right? It's in Feng Shui basically is just saying that it's a time frame. Now this time frame particularly comes from this school of Feng Shui of the San Yuan, right? San Yuan school. And San Yuan school, within San Yuan school, of course, there are many subsystems, right? Because San Yuan is just a very broad name, just a very broad category, just a school, an umbrella by itself. But within this system, there are many subsystems. And in this particular system, there are two distinct methodology or distinct tables. One is known as the 2-cycle 8-period system. The other one utilizes the 3-cycle 9-period system. Okay, what are the differences? Now, the 2-cycle 8-period is mainly deployed in the study of Xuan Kong Daguang or Xuan Kong Liu Fa. Okay, so these two subject or subsystem within the San Yuan uses the 2-cycle 8-period system. Now, the one that is using the 3-cycle 9-period system is the Xuan Kong Flying Star or the purple-white script. Now, these two systems uses the 3-cycle 9-period system. So you see, even when we are talking about this term period, there are two definitions. So you have to be very clear whether you are referring to the 2-cycle 8-period system or the 3-cycle 9-period system. Now, today in this topic, I'm going to focus on the 3-cycle 9-period system. The reason being because, as some of you probably are beginners or maybe some practitioners themselves who wants to listen to what I'm trying to say. Some of you may be just lay people, right? You don't know much about Feng Shui, but you hear a lot about this period 9 thing. Now, this 3-cycle 9 period, because it's part of Xuan Kong Flying Star, and usually when people go to this annual Feng Shui talks and annual Feng Shui updates, they always show you a table with 9 numbers, and they're telling you where's the wealth star, where's the robbery star, right? That is part of the Xuan Kong Flying Star system. Okay, so when they do talk about this period of 9, primarily they are referring to this 3-cycle 9-period system. So as such, I'm going to refer to this system as the main subject that I'm going to talk about. Okay, right. Let's go on further to the next slide and let's understand a little bit more about this period terminology. Now, because Xuan Kong system uses the 9 stars, right? So within the 9 star, definitely it gives rise to 9 periods. So you have period 1, period of 2, period 3, till period of 9. There's only 9, okay? There's no 10. There's only 9. So every period in this 3-cycle 9-period system is given a length of 20 years. This length is standard. Every period is the same. Every period is 20 years. Right up to 9 periods, you complete 180 years. So 180 years is equivalent to 3 cycles. Okay, that's why it's known as 3 cycles 9 period. Okay, so there are actually more information about it, but I'm not going to dwell too much onto this the basics because it's only usable for practitioners. Okay, now what you want to understand here at this point is that one period 20 years. Okay, that's the most important thing that I want to tell you. So the period of 1 actually started way back in 1864. Then it went on for 20 years till 1883. After 1883, you continue with period 2 and 3 and 4, and it went on until now. Now we are in the period of 8. So period of 8 actually spans between 2004 right up to 2023, which is actually another 3 more years to go, because this is the year 2020, the year of the COVID-19. But period 8 actually has a 20 years from 2004 right up to 2023. So after period 8 ends in 2023, naturally you will go on and continue to period 9. And period 9 will start on 2024 and ends in 2043. So after it ends in 2043, what happens? You repeat period 1. So the next period 1 will start in the year of 2044. Right, correct. Now this is the 3 cycle 9 period system. Just for your information, if we are referring to the 2 cycle 8 period system, the length of the period 9 is different. It's not 20 years, it's 27 years. And it starts not in 2024 but in 2017, right? So you see, when we talk about period of 9, be sure what are we talking about. Are we talking about the 3 cycle 9 period system, or are we talking about the 2 cycle 8 period system? So you have to be very clear. You have to define that so as your discussion becomes clear and more fruitful. Otherwise you'll be arguing on the different sides of the thing. Okay, so this is the thing about the period of 9. So now the thing is that what makes it significant is that many practitioners out there are trying to tell you that, oh, there is a link between the period and the trigrams. So for example, in period of 8, they associated this period of 8 with this trigram called Gun, right? And because of that, they will associate period of 9 with the trigram Li. So what is this trigram Geng all about? This trigram Geng actually is of an earth element. And this trigram Geng is also referring to young males. So that is the reason why during the beginning of period 8, there are practitioners who tell you, oh, earth energy is the most strongest energy, because now it's the period of 8. So therefore you should highlight your hair to brown color because earth is brown. So another practitioner will probably be telling you, oh, I'm the youngest millionaire because I'm Geng Gua, because Geng represents young men. Right? So these are things, or maybe earth, they are referring to property, right? Property industry. When they refer to industry, they refer to property because earth is property industry, right? So because of that, they will do the same for period 9. And because Li Gua is referring to young, middle-aged women, middle daughter, actually the term for it is middle daughter. Middle daughter usually represents, a mid-aged women. Okay. And Li Gua is a fire Gua, right? It's a fire, and naturally it's also red in color. So what happened next is probably you hear people asking you to highlight your hair to red, maybe for ladies, put on more red makeup. Guys, you should probably drive a red car or something like that. So what industry will be fire? So fire will be a food industry, or fire will be entertainment, communications, sort of things. Now, you notice that I put the word error here. Now, why? Because in real Feng Shui, I'm explaining this thing from the perspective of real Feng Shui. I'm not doing entertainment here, okay? So I'm telling you because I want the real knowledge to prevail. because over the years I find that Feng Shui has been so badly diluted to the point that it has become more of an entertainment industry rather than holding the true knowledge of Feng Shui or I Ching, right? Now what I'm trying to tell you here is this: there are only 8 trigrams, and I've shared with you there are 9 periods. You don't need to be a mathematical genius to know that 8 never equates 9, right? So there will be one period that has no trigrams. So what are they going to tell you during that period? And that period is period number 5. Well, maybe some more innovative practitioner will tell you, oh, let's put since there's no trigram, let's take 8 for male, and if for female you should use trigram number 2, Hun. Now that is not the way to do it, because this is a misunderstanding. It clearly shows that the understanding of I Ching and the application of Feng Shui is has been misrepresented. Whatever happens in period 8 and period 9 is purely coincidental. Now let's take back at the Geng Gua. If you talk about Geng Gua is not talking about middle-aged men. Geng Gua is talking about very young men. Probably you're talking about kids, primary school kids, right? So if you can be a millionaire after working for some years, definitely you don't qualify in this category of Geng. Because normally Geng Gua people are still studying, right? They are the learning age. And you say Geng Gua is earth. Come on. Property has been always on the rise since World War II. After World War II, property has always been rising. That is why all property gurus will tell you that invest in property, because property price never goes down. And even in Malaysia, we see that property started to rise in around 2008, right? And it went peak until about 2014. 2015, 16, 17, we see it's kind of plateau. And these last few years, we see property prices going down, developers offering very, very attractive discounts, loan packages, and so on and so forth. Because there's a dampening in the property industry here. So now you see that it all happens all within the same period of 8. Because period 8 spanned from 2004 right up to 2023. So the up and down actually happened within period 8 itself. So at the end of the day, you look at it, it doesn't hold water, I mean, the theory doesn't hold. It's mainly for entertainment purposes, because people they make a living out of Feng Shui entertainment, you see. So they have to tell you something while they're on stage, and something that people likes to hear, That's entertainment value there. But if you're talking about real practitioner of Feng Shui, that is nothing to us. It's just don't bring any meaning at all. Now, what is important for us to know, or rather to say that the significance of knowing the period of 8 of 9 is not due to the trigrams itself, or the industry, or the colors or whether the sex or the drive, the male or the female, that's not the key thing. What is the key thing? The key thing I'm going to share with you in the next slide. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that these are purely entertainment only. If anything happens, it's just coincidental. Because if you look at the years before, for example, like period 9, they're saying, oh, we are close to period 9. Period 9 is a women era. So there are a lot of women leaders coming up. But it all happened already in period of 8. We have Angela Merkel, we have Jacinda Ardern, we have Carrie Lam in Hong Kong, we have Theresa May from Britain, and now the latest addition would be Kamala Harris, right? So, it all happened within period 8. Well, you don't need to wait until period 9 to see that happening, right? So it clearly shows that when people talk about this, honestly, it's either they don't know, or either it's purely for entertainment. Okay, So in real Feng Shui, this is not what we bother about. What we actually bother about is the next slide. Okay, now let's go on. So what matters then? Okay, what matters is this. In every period, there is a timely energy. So for example, during period 7, the timely energy will be number 7. In period 8, the timely energy will be 8. Of course, when you go to period 9, the timely energy will be 9. So let's take an example from now we are in period 8. So the timely energy is 8. But what happened to the 7? The 7 is known as a retreating qi. Retreating qi is never a good sign, right? It's not a good thing. So when you have timely energy, let's say your property is now enjoying timely energy, therefore you will see that your wealth accumulation will start to grow. You can see better relationship with people, with spouse, with family members. You see that your health is improving. You found a new doctor. You have a new lead that led you to medicine that's effective in helping you, right? Then your attitude or the attitude of people towards you have changed. And you are able to accumulate money, opportunity, business opportunity comes. And as you work on it, your wealth grows. Now that is when you enjoy timely energy in your property. Now the property here, the definition of property here can be your house, it can be your factory, it can be your office, it can be whatever, right? As long as it's a property, it's a physical building. Now what if you have a retreating qi? So when you have retreating qi, then you experience things like money outflow, right? Bad debts, lawsuit, relationship deteriorating, lots of arguments, you get scammed, right? You get sick, you fall sick. You're lucky you get minor illnesses, but frequent minor illnesses. If you're unlucky, you might even get major illnesses like terminal illness like cancer, stroke, heart attack, things like that. So that is when a property is getting a lot of retreating qi. Now this is what matters to us. But to understand how this energy is distributed within your property, then we'll need to do an audit, a Feng Shui audit. So a Feng Shui audit needs to go to the ground. We need to be there on site. We need to measure. We have to look at the survey, the land formations, and we see how the house is laid out, where are the things located at the point. So from there, we will understand better the distribution of energy within a property. So how do we do that? Every Feng Shui school have their own way. But since we are talking about the Xuan Kong Flying Star, so let me show you through the Xuan Kong Flying Star way, the way that we are accustomed to. So after every audit, we'll have this little box here. You see that there are 9 boxes, and inside each boxes there are numbers, the 3 numbers in each boxes. So every house can be different. This is just an example. Right? So after an audit, we always come up with this map, and from this map we will be able to understand the situation or the energy in the house. Why? Because energy creates results. So if you have good energy, you create good results. You have bad energy or retreating energy, then it creates negative results, right? It's very simple. The idea behind it is very simple, but to get to this point, you really need to have the right knowledge and the skill. Because if you don't, you might probably come up with the wrong chart, and that you have an error in the diagnosis. Okay, when you have an error in diagnosis, naturally you have an error with the prescription. That's very logical, right? Let me share with you an example. A real example that I did some years back, okay, and how to use this understanding and present it to you. So now that we know the energy are distributed in these boxes, now as I told you earlier, we need to understand, are we having timely or are we enjoying retreating energy? That's which is bad, right? So how does it happen? Now let's share with you this coming example. Now this is a real case that I did many years ago, I think 4 years ago probably. It's a salon. This salon actually started their business more than 20 years, right? So if you are a little bit, I just give you a bit of technical information. It was in period 7. So you see that the salon is a little L-shaped thing, you know. So it's not really square, but it's a little L-shaped thing. And they have been there for more than 20 years. And in the beginning, they were enjoying very good business, right? And then later on, as we enter period of 8, the business slowly declined. It doesn't decline suddenly. It went a couple of years, but it was on the down slope, right? The curve was going down. So after some years, then some of the people are telling, maybe, you know, because your salon is an L-shaped thing, you know, and then they try to negotiate to get the owner that occupies the red area to sell off the so-called salon, but of course it wasn't possible. So, and finally they got me to visit the salon and do an Feng Shui audit. Now, what did I found out during the audit was that why did they enjoy good business during that period of 7 but not in the period of 8? Because after it entered the period of 8, the salon was already receiving retreating qi. And as I told you earlier, retreating qi means what? Bad relationship, money going out, and things like that, right? Our money outflow. And this is precisely what happened. And that's why the business was declining, right? The people factor in the place wasn't really that happy either, right? So what we do was we move the cashier table, which is originally in the red and yellow, and then we move it to the yellow purple space. So after we move that plus a couple of other changes, then the business started to see improvement. Now, this is what the owner tells me. I don't make up this story. The interesting part that shocked the owner was that clients that they have not seen for the last 1 to 2 years, one by one, slowly coming back to the salon. That is the most shocking part for them. Why on earth, after the changes, that they slowly they are coming back one by one? And of course that resulted in the business improving. Now, this is typically a Feng Shui thing, because as I told you, energy creates results. If you get good energy, you get positive results, right? So after the change, they were enjoying again the timely energy. So when they enjoy the timely energy, naturally the business will slowly grow. As long as you put in the effort, you get the results. But if you're having retreating qi, you put in the effort, you may not get the result. So this is the thing about this real case of this salon here. So it clearly tells us what do we learn from here is that very simple thing only. Energy creates results. Because they were losing money, they were not enjoying good business, was because they were getting the bad energy. So the bad energy stop people from coming, discourage the client from walking into your shop. And you're not able to attract these people. And after the changes, when you get the good energy and people feel good about your premise, they like to come in, they like to see you, they like to do business with you, right? So energy creates result. And this is done precisely through understanding the energy map. Where is the distribution of your energy? So how do we capture the timely energy? How do we avoid the retreating energy, right? This is the real significance in Feng Shui. So when you come to period of 9, now the next question is this. When you come to period of 9, now are you getting, will your property be still getting good energy? That is the key question you want to know, right? Because if you continue to get good energy, of course your business will maintain, your profit will grow, your relationship will be good, your health will be sustainable. If your energy by period 9 is going to be retreating energy, now that is a concern, because it will affect your health, it will affect your relationship, it will affect your business opportunities, it will affect your wealth accumulation, which will result in wealth outflow, right? So that is what is the main concern for us. So the next logical step would be to have your property audited and make sure that you are period 9 compliant, meaning to say that you want to know that you want to ensure that coming into period 9 that your property is still alright, is still getting auspicious energy, right? That you're not into going to get a what they call a negative energy or the retreating energy. That is the main significance to us as far as real Feng Shui is concerned. We are not so concerned about whether my hair is going to need to be red, or should I wear more red undergarments, or I should put on more red makeups or red lipstick. That is not my concern. That is not our concern. We're not concerned with should we go into restaurant business because it's fire industry and sort of things. We are not interested in that at all. As long as I get good business, as long as I get good energy, I will enjoy good business, regardless what industry I am. Whether I'm in construction, whether I'm in medical care, whether I'm in IT, whether I'm in a security business, whatever, in the banking business, doesn't matter at all. Are you telling me that in period 9, because fire is the key energy, that the banking sector, which they classify as the metal industry, or the hardware shops, or the steel mills, is going to collapse? Come on. It's not logical, right? Those are just for entertainment, right? But what you really want to know is that is your property is going to be period 9 compliant. That is the key thing that we want to know here. Okay? Alright. So I hope with this I already cleared some of the air surrounding this period of 9 thing, right? So you really don't need to worry about this period of 9 thing. Make sure you get your property audited by a qualified person, and to ensure that your property will continue to be having auspicious energy. Okay, let's look at some of the frequently asked questions. I've got a lot of questions from people, and so I'm going to address them, and I hope in the midst of addressing all these questions, that you will be able to see a better picture. Alright, so one of the questions I got was, do we need to upgrade our property Feng Shui to period 9? I know that there are a lot of practitioners who are saying that in period 8 you should upgrade your Feng Shui into period 8. So if you're in period 7, you should upgrade your Feng Shui into period 7, and if you're in period 9, you should go to period 9. Well, my honest answer to you is it depends. As I said, if after the audit we realize that, well, you still continue to get good energy, then of course you don't need to fix, or you do not need to upgrade it into period 9. Okay? But if after the audit you found that, oh, you're going to have a bad energy coming period 9, then you need to do something about it. Of course, right? Now, why is it true? So that I'm trying to say here that it's not always necessary to upgrade your Feng Shui into the timely period. The reason is being because of this. In period of 8, there are many possibilities of energy maps, more than what you find in period of 9. In period of 9, there's only very limited energy maps, limited choices in a sense. It's like in period 8 you get a menu with 5 dishes, but in period of 9 you only get a menu with 2 dishes. So you either take option A or B. That's it, right? So in every period, there are different possibilities. Some periods have more possibilities than other periods. So it doesn't mean that when you go into period 9, you must upgrade your Feng Shui into period 9. Not necessarily true. And because of this, I know also there are many people who got into trouble when they upgraded their business from 7 to 8. Because they have been misinformed. They have been misinformed, and therefore they did the wrong thing, took the wrong choice, wrong decision. So what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't necessarily always have to upgrade to the period. You can stay in your old period so long the energy is still good. Okay. Now maybe you might find it a little bit hard to imagine, but it's okay because you have not learned a thing, so naturally you won't be able to imagine how is it. But this is my sincere advice to you. Okay. Now, question number 2: what should I do if my place is unable to replace a new roof built since 2001? Okay, I understand where this person is coming from, because 2001 belongs to period 7. So probably he might be living in a condominium or apartment that he's not able to change the roof. What I said was actually, my answer is very similar to what I've just mentioned in the first question. Not necessarily that you need to upgrade or change the roof to upgrade to period 9. You need to understand your property well. You need to understand the right energy map. You need to find out the right energy map. If you get it right, then you will know whether you will continue the prosperity into period 9 or otherwise. Okay, so you don't have to worry. As I said, you don't need to be concerned about upgrading to the most current period. Not always necessary. Okay, we have here in Malaysia, I have shops as old as 70 years old, shop as old as 100, temples as old as 153, I think 153. We have temples here also about 30 plus years. Malls that is about already 22 years since period 7 till now, more than 22 years I think. No, 23 years, yeah, 23 years, and they're still doing well. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about all this thing. As long you're getting good energy map, it's fine. Because you see in Feng Shui, there's this thing, every property has a certain lifespan. Some property Feng Shui can enjoy prosperity up to 20 years maximum. Some properties can enjoy up to 60, 80, 100 over years. It depends on many factors to come to this conclusion. Okay, so if you're lucky enough, you get a property that can last you 60 years. That's the reason why some houses, they have a very long years of prosperity, right? So because of this, you have to understand that Feng Shui is not always about upgrading all the time. There are some Feng Shui that you don't need to upgrade for quite a while, right? You just need to take care of the annual changes, that's all. But the rest of it, by and large, you don't need to bother much. This is how Feng Shui is being practiced in the traditional sense, right? Of course, modern days, they like you to do every upgrade every 20 years for reasons that I don't know why, but maybe that's how they conduct their business. Okay. So is period 9, question number 3, period 9, is it favor to women or still favor to north sitting house Feng Shui? Okay, as I said, because I don't associate period 9 with Li Gua, therefore I don't say it's going to favor women. I think men and women have equal opportunities. As our civilization progress, men and women are now women and men are always trying to strive a balance, a equality, right? Gender equality. So I think as civilization moves forward, I think we are going towards uh, that aim, that goal. So therefore, I think it will be better as for women as the years goes by. Okay, but that has nothing to do with the Feng Shui or so-called period 9, right? Probably has got to do with the Feng Shui of that woman who's staying in that house. Okay, or maybe he has a good destiny, good luck cycle, right? Now, does it favor to north sitting house? Well, north sitting house means you are facing south. Not necessary, because there can be facing south is not always a good Feng Shui thing. Now, this is also something that many people think that, oh, my house facing south is the best Feng Shui. No, sorry to say, not true, right? Every house I have done so many cases, we are facing southeast, facing northeast, northwest, southwest, west, north. They're all enjoying good Feng Shui, good results. So there's no such thing as particular direction. So question number 4, can I still buy properties after 24? Yeah, sure, why not? You can still buy properties after 2024, no problem at all, especially if you are buying for investment, right? But if you are buying to stay, then of course there's a small disadvantage. Why? Because as I told you, in 2024, in the period of 9, there are only 2 possible formations by and large, so you have less choice. But in period 8, you have more choices, you can choose, right? There are more formations that you can do, but there's only the small disadvantage in period 9, right? I wouldn't call that a crippling disadvantage. I would just say it's a small disadvantage, that's all. But if you are in a good hands of a capable master, I think still you can have you can enjoy good Feng Shui naturally. Okay, so what's question number 5? Question number 5, what we need to prepare for period 9 and map to our destiny chart. Destiny chart here, I think this person means to your Paji chart, the astrology chart, and how to improve wealth. Okay, well, as I said, you just need to do an audit. Get the right person, capable person, the rightful master to do an audit. Understand your house energy map and see whether you are still and will be enjoying good health, good energy. If not, if there's what kind of changes can we do in order to improve that. And that is the way how you improve your wealth, right? So that has got to do indirectly to your wealth, because when you have good energy in your property, definitely you have a chance to enjoy improved wealth, right? Now, as to your astrology chart, I think there is a misconception here. Now, astrology is astrology. Feng Shui is Feng Shui. It's like biology and physics. They are 2 different subjects. But 2 different subjects with some overlap, so some interconnection. But they are still 2 different subjects, right? So when you talk about destiny, it means based on your date of birth and the time of birth, you are given a certain destiny chart, destiny map. That will have certain effect onto us. But besides that, Feng Shui also independently has an effect on us. So for example, if you are you're born in a good family, rich family, right? But later on, when you go out and work, you have a bad Feng Shui house. Yeah, you may make a lot of money, yet you will lose a lot of money. Maybe you make a lot of money, but in the house you have bad relationships. You're always sick, right? You're frequently sick. You have terminal illness, right? These things do happen. I've seen many of them, right? Or some people, they have a good Feng Shui house, so they were enjoying then their luck take a turn, right? The luck cycle change, and then they got into bad luck. The business kind of shrunk. But if without the presence of good Feng Shui, they would have gone bankrupt. But with the presence of good Feng Shui, the good energy is still supporting him. But because the luck cycle is no good, the luck is dragging him down. So the net result will become an average result. But if he had not have a good Feng Shui house, probably he would have ended bankrupt. Right? So destiny and Feng Shui both have their independent effect on us. Now, some people, they are Feng Shui masters, but why they are very popular? But some people are not so popular, but they are very capable Feng Shui masters. Why? That's because they have good Feng Shui factor. But the other popular master, he may have a good destiny. He has a destiny to be a rich man. So therefore, he naturally will become a rich man because he has destined to be a rich man. But he may not have the real Feng Shui skill. He may be gifted with other other capabilities, right? Maybe he's charming, maybe he's he has a gift of the gab, right? So there are different things. So understand this: destiny and Feng Shui are two different things. Okay, so they have independent effects. So question number 6: what should we need to prepare? Pros and cons in period 9, industry focus, health issues. Well, if you have gone through what I've just told you earlier, naturally we are not focused about industry. As long as your good energy is there, you get into any industry, you still will find your niche within that industry. Health issues, yeah, as I said, you got to get your house map out, right? So you know where are the bad energy, you don't sleep there, right? So these are things that you need. But first of all, you still need to do an audit. You need to find out your house energy map, right? So that you can understand correctly what type of energy is in your house and how is it distributed within your property. Okay. Number 7, will Earth still be good in Li? Or I think he's referring to the Li trigram in period of 9, as in real estate, or better to stick to only the fire industries? What industries will fail? Financial because it's metal? No. As I said earlier as well, right? Property has been good since after World War II, right? So I think that is not a concern. I think what is more concern is that whether your house is enjoying good property, good Feng Shui or not. Because if you get good Feng Shui, definitely in any industry that you work on, you have your niche. Well, it cannot be that the world will not happen that everybody goes to fire industries and everybody try not to go into other industries like metal, right? That just doesn't make sense at all. Hardware shops has been around, bank has been around since World War II. Well, I think you should have a sense of what I'm trying to aim at, right? Number 8, can you explain more about this Li Gua and how is the house Feng Shui need to be done or upgraded every 20 years? Well, Li Gua, as I said, in I Ching is always referring to female, fire Gua, right? Middle-aged women. But this is in I Ching. But how you apply this knowledge, it depends on what are you doing with that knowledge. But definitely it's not the way to apply is associating the period of 9 with the Li Gua. Okay, that's not the proper way of doing it. So you can do it for other predictions or in Feng Shui or whatever, but that's not the way you do it as in period 9 with Li Gua. Okay, I think I've explained this earlier. House need to upgrade or not? As I said, it depends. If you're enjoying good Feng Shui and you can continue to enjoy good Feng Shui into period 9, of course, naturally you don't need to change. Maybe you might need some upgrading, yeah, maybe some renovation work, yeah, probably. You may need to reorientate your tables or chairs or whatever. That may be possible, but whether to upgrade every 20 years, well, it depends. Some houses, as I said, can have a very long lifespan. They can stay there for what, 60 years and still enjoying good feng shui, 80 years still good feng shui, and things like that. Yeah, so it depends really. So the best, as I said, is to get a proper feng shui audit so that we understand where are we and how do we best move forward, right? So some of the take-home lessons would be that okay, period 9 is just a word on timing, right? It's just talking about time period in our life, a time period in feng shui, especially feng shui of the Xuan Kong Flying Stars. Okay, now the impact is onto our property and not on to human, meaning to say that feng shui affects your property. Doesn't mean period 9 you're gonna highlight your hair red, put on more red lipsticks, wear red, buy a red car. No, that's not the way. It doesn't apply to human beings. It only affects us through the property, meaning to say if you have a good feng shui house or good feng shui shop or good feng shui factory, then you will enjoy the good energy there. So indirectly it will affect us through the property. The period itself doesn't really affect us directly, but the period affect the property, and the property indirectly will, and the property will directly affect us. So the effect on period onto us is not a very direct one. It's a very indirect through the property. Okay, so that's the key thing. So my advice is still, of course, to get your house and your business audited before period 9. Be prepared for the changes. So once you go into period 9, you're ready to take on the world, right? So this is my advice, and I hope I have cleared some of the doubts regarding this period of 9. So it's really nothing really mystical about it. It's basically just a simple timing thing, right? But if you understand the chi map of your house, definitely you will be able to continue your prosperity into period of 9. So you don't need to worry. Okay. So with that, I hope you enjoy and have a clearer picture of what's really feng shui is about. So you're clear about what's the difference between entertainment feng shui and real practitioner feng shui. Okay, so I hope you will share this video with your friends so that they also can benefit from it. If you like, you can subscribe to our channel, but do give it a like if you think this has been helpful to you. Okay, so if you want to get more information about our feng shui services, then you can go on to the website in the shown below. Okay, right, so thank you so much.